never says no, and we thank you for everything. Dr. Bhui, Dr. Ravinder Bhui, on behalf of Dr. Bhui, we have, I believe his mother or father will be accepting. He's done tons of work in our community. Are you here, Dr. Bhui? And Dad, Dr. Bhui, you might just want to say a couple of things about your son.
Thank you. Actually, I think all of us should really congratulate not only Dr. Goyal, but Alka and the whole family. As volunteers, we don't really expect recognition. However, when there is recognition from peers, it's a shot in the arm. And that kind of stimulates you to go further. I just wanted to say that with our oldest son, who many of you know, Dr. Dennis Bhui, everyone knows him as Dennis. Well, I just tell you a small little story of when he went to India to work for a whole month. It was in the month of January that he suddenly announced, in December, he suddenly announced one year that he was going to go to India and work in this remote village for a month. And of course I was very happy and very proud, and I thought, oh, this is absolutely wonderful. And I knew that my father, it was his blessings, of course he's no more, but it was his blessings that my son wanted to go and do this work. However, of course, as a mother, I was a little worried because he's a Canadian-born kid. Absolutely has no idea how to live in a remote village in India. And so I just prayed, I said, please God, just bring him back healthy. That's the only thing. Let him do all the seva, but just bring him back healthy. So I gave him a small little tip and I said, you know, when you go there, the only thing you don't do is don't eat food that is cold and don't drink water that's not boiled. So these were the two things. And so he comes back and he says, Mom, you know, you gave me some advice and I followed it, and he came back perfectly good health, and he says, well, you know, people were really looking at me saying, who is this strange boy? Because every morning they would serve idli. You know, in Hyderabad, they serve idli. So in the villages, that's what they serve, hot idli, and then they had chutney with it. And he would not touch the chutney, he just ate the plain idli for that whole month. So everybody was just... Well, that's the thing. They only gave idli and chutney because, you know, they're conserving money. They're only giving, you know, the basic stuff. So it's very interesting. And then when he went to the village, then he said, it was amazing to see these 80, 90-year-old men and women. They've walked, they have sores on their feet. They have walked for 8 days, 10 days, just to get to that camp. And when the person gets their vision after the surgery that they perform, it is such a miracle, and it's such a life-changing experience, not only for the person, but their whole family. And it's an amazing experience that you just cannot describe. I don't know how I don't know the name of it. But they went into the village for the camps, right? So anyway, that's one of the stories that he brought.
He texted me a message this morning saying that he was privileged and thankful for receiving the award. Unfortunately, he had committed to presenting in New Orleans and could not make it here. And he's very happy that he was assembled in the land of Chachanero to parents from North and South India on the West Coast in the heart of Bollywood and manufactured in Canada because he was conceived in Bombay but born in Edmonton. And over the years, his parents have picked up souvenirs from Saskatchewan and Ontario, trying to unify the concept of globalization. And he also said that he would look forward to meeting all of you and thanking you. He was also grateful that he and his brothers had the opportunity to meet Dr. Goyal's wife, Mrs. Goyal, when they were children going to St. George's School, where they would spend some evenings after a long, hard day at school, and she would feed them snacks and hot rotis sometimes when they were exhausted. So they have a close connection to Mrs. Goel, and he remembers her fondly and said to pass on his appreciation to Dr. Goel. He also says that the association between University of British Columbia and the charitable foundation which Dr. Goel started has also been very close to his heart. UBC has mentored him, and he obtained his engineering degree from UBC and his surgical residency in ophthalmology at UBC as well. So he thanks all of you for the award. Thank you.
Let me add that the district they're talking about in India, that's my district, Kakinada is Godavari. And I can assure you the idli, chutney and sambar are all perfectly safe there. And they also deserve another award. They have the best electric massage chair you can have anywhere at their home. I've used it on one occasion, and I hope to use it on several other occasions. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing all the fantastic things that your son is doing. I'd now like to ask the following wonderful, hard-working people from our Fijian community to come forward.